up, leaf folk? Hello. What should I call you guys? Oh, yeah. Not me forgetting what I call you guys. But anyway, hi guys. Hello. So, like I said, you can't trust me. You can't trust my schedule wholeheartedly. But I did warn you guys yesterday that there was a good chance that I would not play Octopath Traveler like I said I would, but not for this reason. Because like I did on Twitter, I was like, this is great news to wake up to. And then obviously I am one of the creators who are allowed to stream the game a day early. So I was like, well, fuck it, we're doing it today, because I've been waiting for this demo for the game for a very long time, ever since like they announced it. Because they said you get to like manage the shop and stuff, and I like shop management. If it wasn't obvious from like Recettear and other stuff that I've done in the past. So to see them like branching out into this made me very happy. I don't know how involved you will be with managing the store, but I mean, hey, it's something. Also, hello Maple, I did see you. I was just letting you get your stuff out. I'm forgetting your names. Listen. Shop management. How did I like Recettear? It was good. I mean, I finished it after all. I mean, okay. Finished as in I beat story mode. You love it? Yeah. I haven't gone back to it ever since I started playing new games though. Let's see, settings. That seems fine. Cheating little children out of their money. I know, right? Alright, let us get started. Like, I'm so like excited for this game that I actually posted on Twitter that I was live right now. Like, that's how much that's how excited I am for the game. Here we go. Since I'm already talking about it, I might as well be a shill even though I'm not getting paid for it. But I do mean it though when I say that 2.5 Studios does have some pretty great games with good stories. Yeah, you know what? Let me just pull it up since we're here. God damn it. Time to be a shill again! Is it up here? It is not, because it's probably hidden. Shiitake. There it is. Ooh, why is it shaped like this? Square, please. Hold on, before I choose a difficulty, which is actually very intriguing to me. I didn't know there was going to be a game difficulty. So yeah, like I said, let me just shill them real quick again. So again, 2.5 Studios has made, well, is in the process of creating a new game. I just shortened it to Willowmist Emporium because the actual name is very long and I am not gonna sit there and try to say the full thing every single time. And even then, I might not even say Willowmist. I'll probably just, like, say Willowmist Emporium. I'll probably just shorten it to Willowmist. So, anyways, getting on topic. So, like I said, this is the newest game that 2.5 Studios is working on. Not publishing, mind you. 2.5 Studios is now publishing, like being a publisher for games. So, there are some games that other people have made, but 2.5 Studios themselves is helping them publish them, but this one is theirs and theirs alone. But like I said, they have some other games. Everybody is still very much in love with A Date with Death, so much that they've got a bunch of merch now. They did a what was it? Was it a webtoon? I can't remember, but it had like 10 chapters and it's already finished. And I think just recently they released a design for it. So The Date with Death is probably like their most profitable game so far, even though the base game of it is pretty free. Why do I say pretty free? It is free. Oh, 1 second. I need to pull my nose. Okay, we good. But I do this every time with like almost any game that I play. Well, I won't say any game. So it's like, obviously I'm going to be doing this kind of stuff again, sort of, come next week when I, start playing games from the Choose Wisely Festival. But I noticed that I do mainly do it with like GB Patch and 2.5 Studios. But again, like, they have good games, and I do want to share that stuff with you guys. So, like I said, A Date with Death is probably their most profitable right now. Not just from like people getting like the DLC and stuff like, but like the merch and what have you. But obviously they have other games that they've done, dating all the way back to, I still don't know if it's Amelie or Emily. I'm gonna just go with Amelie. So, yeah, like dating all the way back to like Amelie. There's also the Divine Speaker Start Again, Dreambound, which I keep urging people to play it because it's very good. It gets really into your feels, man, while also being a little bit fantastical. Like, I still think about Dreambound from time to time, and like just how, like I still think about, dang it, what was the main character's name again? I already forgot, god damn it. Noah, that's what it is. I sometimes still think about how Noah and his brother could have had a normal sibling relationship if not for their parents, and like how stuff like this really does happen in real life all the time. Well, I won't say all the time, but where parents, pit their children against each other. Like, why aren't you doing this like so and so? Why aren't you more like so and so? And it's like, why can't you just love your children for who they are and what they do? And then, man, I still get mad every time thinking about when his teacher and tutor outed him for having feelings for August. I'm like, man, that's not your place to say, bro. So yeah, Dreambound, it did have an impact on me, and sometimes I still there's like a specific OST. I don't know the name of it, but I still think about that OST a lot and like listen to it in my head. I kind of wish I like had it on my phone or something. This is really good, that OST. I mean, in comparison to like Dreambound though, the Divine Speaker isn't that heavy. Like, it does have like its heavy moments, but it's more like a self-discovery kind of story. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Self-discovery kind of story. And then Start Again, which I also, recommend people play. I feel like it's on like almost the same wavelength as Dreambound's kind of heaviness, but its story is really good. I can't really speak much on it because the whole point of going through it is basically discovering everything yourself about what the fuck is going on in it. But just take my word for it when I say it's a good read. And then, like I said, I already talked about A Date with Death. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves Casper. You know. So yeah, let's actually get to Willowmist. The reason why we're here. So again, just go play all of 2.5 Studios games. If you can't afford it, well, wait until you can, because I do think they are worth the purchase. They also have a website. As you can see here, 2.5studios.com. I haven't checked it in a while, but pretty sure it's like full of like merch and stuff. So yeah, that's it for that section. Oh, let me see. Wanna buy that chestnut for Cobra 1K gold? That's actually pretty funny, yeah. Unofficial promoter. Yeah. I am like GB Patches and 2.5 Studios unofficial promoter. It's like if they ever need somebody to promote their games, I will do that. I will do that. Obviously, I kind of do it for free right now, but if you guys want to pay me to do that, I'll do it. I'll do it even better. But I do sit there and like be honest about my feelings about things, because like if there is something about a game that I don't like, I will say it. Like, sure, you know, like I generally don't mean bad by it. It's just something I personally feel like they could either do better or should change or would have made the game better if it's like already completed. And why does my voice sound like that? Hold on. Sorry, I've been like attacked by phlegm so much. God damn it. But yeah, like I said, I am not afraid to say when to say blah, 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 not praising things about a game. I forgot what it was. Oh, it was Save the Villainous. So I had played the demo that they had. And like I said, don't get me wrong. I do think it could be a great game. It's just a lot of stuff needs to be worked on. Like what would it be called? Grammar? 'Cause it was like a lot of the sentences were ending with like exclamation points, and like some of the sentences did not need it, you know? Because like I said, with like exclamation points, they're like equated to like surprise, anger, like usually like excitement, but also like anger, or when you're like hold on. Sorry about that, but my mom needed me. Okay, so what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh god damn it. Does anybody in chat know what I was saying? Dang it, I can't remember. Well, if it comes to me, I'll probably fit. Oh, I was talking about Save the Villain as having uh not great writing. That's what I was talking about, right? Um so yeah, like basically like as I was saying, usually you reserve exclamation points for it's like when you can't believe somebody did something like you killed him, or like when you're angry like what the fuck are you doing, or excitement like oh my god I can't believe I just got the SSR, but it felt like with they were like using exclamation points with every single sentence, with especially with sentences that really didn't need it. It's like it could have been like something I like milk, but they put like an exclamation point, so it kind of seems like they're being overly excited about it. It's like kind of weird. And then like there's like some animation stuff too, because it's like once I noticed it, I couldn't stop noticing it, and yeah, it was just not a fun time. So I hope when they do eventually release the full game that they do work on that they have worked on that stuff, and it's like really good. Because it'll be very disappointing if they didn't and they basically just left everything kind of the same. So yeah, basically my point was I'm not afraid to like criticize if there's something to criticize. Alright, so let's pick a game difficulty. I'm sorry. I know I've been yapping this whole time and not playing the game. I remember I really liked the Divine Speaker. Oh yeah, because we were all reading together, but then we had to stop because you got your 9 to 5 in person. So yeah, those were fun days. Uh, pretty free as in you'll pay by falling in love with him. Yeah. I mean, I do like Casper, but I don't think I have like the same amount of love for him as most people do. And no, 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 this is not me saying that he's like a bad character or whatever. It's just, I personally don't feel that strongly as they do. Now, if you ask me about Jeremy or 5012, that's a different story. But yeah, that's just how it is. Alright, Cozy and Normal do not feature game overs and being unable to pay your bills, but hard mode does. Oh, wait. Why would hard mode be the only mode where you can get game overs? To do it, you're good with money, right? It's not that. It's like I'm trying to like. It's like I mean, I guess maybe they're trying to make it not like what is it? Dang it, I'm trying to think of like the right words. I guess like a relaxed kind of shop management kind of thing, where if you play like normally, you don't have to like worry about getting a game over and not finishing the game. And if you actually want a challenge, you can do hard mode. But I feel like they should just do that as like normal, where on normal, you do get a game over, but maybe like you can restart from like the beginning of the week or something or whatever, compared to like if in hard mode, it's the same thing, but you get like a complete game over and you have to like start over. I feel like that make it like more interesting. But then again, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they have like an idea or something where it needs to be like this. Because it's just like having two modes where, like, cozy I can understand, you know, you just want to experience the story. And then normal's kind of like, because you know how most games are, right? Like think of like, I know this is not like a really great comparison, but like Guardians of Ozma, where it also had like difficulties, where like, if you chose like the easiest mode, you know, you'd be like uber strong and you can literally just like blaze through any of the battles and not have to like grind or anything. So that's basically like, you know, the easiest of easiest. And then normal is basically like how things are like intended to be played. You're basically like on even footing with the enemies, and you have to like sometimes take advantage of like uh elemental strengths and weaknesses. And then like hard is like you're slightly disadvantaged against your enemies, stuff like that. That's how I thought it'd be like, which is why it's like having two modes that like that nothing really happens to you is kind of like okay. Okay, I think just for actually being able to get through the game, I should do normal. But it's like, I feel like it'll get too boring after a while when there's like no stakes, basically. So you know what? Fuck it. We'll go hard. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Let's go hard. To my dearest Sprout. Sprout hardly seems like a fitting nickname anymore, does it? By now you must be towering over your mother. She always was a short little thing. True gamer? I mean, it's also a visual novel. It's nothing like Reciteer, where like from the ground up it was meant to be like a actual shop management, where failures were basically expected. Well, then again, Reciteer is also kind of different as well, because it's like you're expected to like reach game overs and, you know, start again. Whereas I'm trying to think of like another game that had like shop management that I've played. I mean, I have played like management kind of games, like Idol Manager, where you have to like meet certain goals and deadlines, and if you didn't, you would essentially fail. I'm trying to think, like, I have a game in my head where I had to do stuff like that, but I can't think of it. Oh. No, I can't talk about that, never mind. But yeah, but like basically, you have a goal to reach, and if you don't reach it, it's game over, and then you have to like start over and get like new RNG and stuff like that. Anyways, don't tell her I called her that, okay? I fear it would make our relationship even worse than it is now, if that's even possible. Sus? No. It's not sus, it's just I'm not ready to come out about it yet. I don't even remember why I was talking about having goals and not meeting them and whatever. Oh, I think that's why. Because I was saying, I'll support you when you do come out. Thanks, Maple, thanks. But I was saying it because, I personally feel like if there's no urgency, kind of, makes things not as fun, I guess. Especially if it's going to be like shop management. But then again, I don't know what kind of shop management this is like. Right? What kind of management it is. So I should probably figure that out first and then talk more. I digress. My dearest Sprout, it has been far too long since I last saw you. Still, I picture in my mind a toddler with a mess of orange hair who insisted on wearing their rain boots on the sunniest of days. Who would remove their smock lest they get paint on it? Who would turn their nose up at chocolate but sneak carrots from the fridge when no one was looking? You always have had your own way of doing things, my dear. That is precisely why I am entrusting you with my greatest treasure, my antique store. Well, for the next 3 months, anyhow. After a lifetime of living in the city, a bit of country air ought to do you well. Willowmist is special to me, and I think soon enough it will be special to you. It has its quirks, which I'm sure you'll realize quickly, but it has a way of growing on you. Or perhaps it's the other way around, like a parasite or maybe a fungus. Either way, I suspect you'll fit in just fine. I'm only sorry I cannot be there to greet you. Responsibilities pull me away from Willowmist. But you don't have to worry about that. I'm sure you'll hear enough rumors about where I've gone to satisfy your curiosity. Trust me, whatever they say will be nowhere as near as interesting as the truth. To find the store, take a left from the train station, then a right when you notice the breeze pick up. Then turn around and walk backwards for 7 steps, close your eyes, and turn around again. You'll find it soon enough. I have an employee there waiting for you. He's not the easiest to get along with, but I doubt anyone could resist your charm. Much like your aunt in that respect. Take care of that store, Sprout. Take care of yourself. And, for heaven's sake, don't try to sell the vase with the bird on it. It's cursed. With all my love and faith in you, Aunt Sylvie. P.S. If you find Florian napping on the job, make sure to tuck him in. He doesn't get enough sleep, that boy. Okay, so there's EXP, there's cleanliness, and there's money. Okay. So nothing too hard, I guess. Sell it? No. You feel a buzz from your pocket, the familiar sensation of a worried mother. The train continued shuddering along on its track in an almost comfortable way. No. Alright, I'll just make them turn the train around. Like, yeah, you know, I could just casually go up to the conductor and be like, can you turn the train around? I'm already there, Mom. Considering I'm on a train in the middle of nowhere, it might be a little late, Mom. As much as I'd love to get on the return train back, I really wouldn't. It took 4 hours to get here. Not Mom using a sad face. You hit me with the sad face. What'd I do? I hit you with a question mark. I don't know. Do you guys remember them? In Mindless Behavior or something like that? Like, I still have like some of the lyrics from their songs in my head. Because they just kind of fit. Like this moment right here. She hit me with a sad face. What'd I do? I hit her with a question mark. Aunt Sylvie needs someone to watch the shop, you know that. She also has family, you know? Sorry, Mom. I love you, but I'm looking forward to a few months away from home. New people, fresh air, and a real job. Aunt Sylvie says someone will be there to help out. It's an antique store in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. I don't think it will be particularly busy. Right, damn, there goes my plans. Damn it, there goes my plans for bumping into the new love of my life on a dark, mysterious street after leaving my door unlocked. Mom, have a sense of humor. Not even a smile? Train's about to pull up. I'll text you later. Love you too. Alright. Look at them. Lately they've been into having intro videos.
Listen to the voices of the folks that came before. They tell me of the choices and the tasks I have in store. Every antique has a secret, every trinket has a tale. Every person has a story that is waiting to unveil. Something in me feels aware that there's this untold magic in the air. I can't shake off this feeling, this sweet mystery. Like all the snowy mountaintops were made alike for me. Every bone in my being is begging to stay. Like all my broken puzzle pieces fall right into place. Like all my broken puzzle pieces fall right into place. No, right into place. No. That all my broken puzzle pieces fall right into place.
Okay. Oh my god, we could have a... Oh. I was like, I can change my last name! Of course not. You know, as always, I gotta be petty. What does it say? Arrival cargo? Please write in capital letter. I don't know if it's intentional, but I can't hear the game. Huh? What do you mean you can't hear it? OBS says it's capturing the audio. Refresh? Yeah, I made definite sure that... Yeah, that's something like turn it up, maybe? I mean, I'll turn it up a little bit on my end, but OBS says it's capturing it. There is audio. What do I want to be? Do I want to have the booba? Or the caca? Oh, I can do the... No. Dang it, I thought I could combine and be like, I'ma heat them. But I guess not. It's fine. Let's see, Avon Ridge Railway. Passenger me from Avon Ridge to Willowmist. Let's see. Oh yeah, the thing I was gonna say. Because usually it says like do the lowercase. So they're like, you know what? We're gonna say do it in capital. Do you still not hear it, Maple? You can? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what do you mean you can't hear anything? The air was chilly as you stepped out of your train and onto the platform, if you could even call it that. It seemed more like a graveyard than any of the train platforms you'd ever frequented back in the city. No matter the hour, they would be completely packed with people coming and going, rushing for reasons you could never quite understand. Just trying to gaslight me? Thanks, Maple. That's what friends do to each other. Gaslight. For reasons they may never understand either. This platform was completely empty. No one waited to get on, and you were the only person who got off. Where chatter would usually greet you, all that you heard on this quiet platform in the middle of the countryside was the sound of the wind rustling the trees and the chirping of crickets hidden amongst the weeds. A chirpeg. You know what? Listen, I'm telling you, when devs put wild ass choices like this one where you can chirp back at the fucking crickets, you have to do it. You have to. You're like obligated to. With more effort than you'd be willing to admit to, you attempted to chirp back, but found that the sound was actually harder than you expected. You would IRL. Maple, there are a lot of things you would do IRL. Oh no, my chat isn't working. God damn it. Alright, time to open up old chat. There we go. Chirp, chirp. I guess this is a sign that I have to update one calm. More practice would be required. Gathering up your belongings, which you brought only a few of, you quickly found your onslaughter once again. Left from the station, and right when the wind picks up. I'm not sure what the weather has to do with it. Well, it's supposed to be a pretty small town. I'm sure I'll find it. How quaint. Wow. From the way your aunt had described the quaint countryside town of Willowmist, you had expected 2 shacks and a farm, if you were lucky. Instead, upon taking a left when you exited the station, you found yourself in a town center that was significantly more vast than you first imagined. You smiled as you pulled your suitcase up a small flight of stairs, eyes searching around the beautiful facades and rural landscape. Music drifted out from somewhere unseen. It seemed almost like the sound of change, of newfound freedom. A few people passed you as you continued onwards, though for the most part you had the street to yourself. Even that was strangely foreign to you. Where you grew up, there were always people around no matter the hour. You took a deep breath into your lungs. The air was cool and fresh. The scent of flowers drifted towards you as the wind picked up, changing course. So, right now? You glanced to the right and found a street that ran away from the town center. What did she write? Turn around and walk backwards for 7 steps, then close my eyes and turn around again? She could have just sent me the address. With a half chuckle, half sigh, you turned around and began walking backwards, hoping you wouldn't crash into anyone, though the chances of that seemed slim at that time of night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly you closed your eyes, removing the sight from the equation, and then spun back around and opened them back up. And sitting before you was a quaint little store with green paneling and a sloped roof, and a metal sign hanging above the door. It read, "The Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities." And now you see why I don't want to say the full name, because goddamn that is a mouthful. There you are, I've been looking for you. You're even prettier than my aunt said. You reached down and searched under the doormat and quickly found the key that your aunt left for you. Its brass surface was marked with blemishes that all seemed to say how well loved this building was. The key turned in the lock soundlessly as you pushed the door open. Tables upon tables of antiques and knickknacks greeted you. A dozen different lampshades and chandeliers hung from the ceiling, lighting up the space. Wow! She sure has put together an interesting collection. Is collection the right word? It looks a bit too chaotic for that. Potted plants dotted the room, bringing a bit of life to the otherwise still space. Carefully, you put your luggage to the side, cautious of knocking over anything and causing what would be the worst game of dominoes ever. And then you walked through the aisles, if they could be called that, and inspected the store. You'd never visited Willowmist before, nor seen any photos of it, yet somehow you felt a strange sense of familiarity. It made you feel at ease, despite being far away from your home for the first time in your life. You dropped everything to come here, quit your casual job. They were hardly giving you hours anyway, only a week ago. You didn't renew your lease. Fortunately, the timing worked out well since it was coming to an end regardless. Friends back home only found out about your temporary move a few days before your train left. Honestly though, you weren't that close to anyone. It always felt like the friends you kept around you had other friends they would have preferred spending time with. That seemed to happen as you got older, the natural drifting apart of people who you once clung to like your life depended on it. You needed a change. So, here you were, in the middle of the countryside town of Willowmist, surrounded by rolling hills and mountain ranges like you've never seen before. If. Whatever the man was carrying, I was about to say crying. Carrying in a box a moment ago was now sprawled out over the floor, dropped in surprise. With a mouth agape, he stared at you, still grasping for words. Listen, if you wanted to rob the store, you could have done it before I got here. Common courtesy and all that. Hey, my aunt probably put a lot of work into this dump. I didn't see you when I came in. Can you prove it? The man sighed, most tired, exasperated sigh you'd ever heard, and the eye bags under his eyes seemed to give away who he was. Alright, you're Florian, aren't you? I felt that too, man. It's like, yes, I'm unfortunately the person that I am. The last time I checked, yeah. It was the only train coming into town today. Didn't my aunt tell you I was coming? Then we're even. I'll take that as a compliment. Alright, so what are you doing here so late, by the way? Does my aunt really make you work this much overtime? You just said you didn't know when I was getting here. You're suspicious as hell. Well, all hell, but I respect it. Still, you should get some sleep. You look tired. Nope, she doesn't really give details, as I'm quickly becoming aware of. Ugh, she sounds like a pain in the ass. Always vague, doesn't really give much detail. But what would I do without you? Then how about we be friends? A mess is fine, I'm sure I'll fit right in. Do you need some help? It's the side with the sponge, right? I'm kidding, it's a joke. I know how to use a mop. You almost sound like you care. Nope, she said you teach me. Not in the morning? Gathering up your luggage, you stared up at the staircase. Get some sleep soon, alright? Oh, don't stick around too much longer, alright? Get some sleep. Without another glance in your direction, Florian collected his drop box, then went back into the storage room. One step at a time, you dragged your suitcase up the stairs and into your new home for the next 3 months. Your aunt's upstairs apartment felt almost like a continuation of downstairs, like a quilt stitched together with mismatched memories. A half-read book with reading glasses resting atop the pages sat on the worn armchair. Tangled yarn as soft as clouds and as bright as spring blooms spilled from a basket. The table was set and waiting for you, expecting your company. It was almost like time was paused here, in a place where vintage clocks softly ticked in unison. Mismatched mugs rested in cozy clusters, and the air smelled ever so faintly of lavender and old books. And that wasn't to mention the abundance of potted plants that filled the room. It was as if the forest had crept in and decided to stay. You placed down your bags and grinned like a child who had just found a new secret hiding spot. The weight of the world and all of your previous worries seemed to melt away even just a little bit. This was going to be a fun 3 months, you could already tell. Unpacking could wait for tomorrow. For now, you unzipped your suitcase and pulled out your pajamas, and got changed and settled into bed. The sheets were crisp and white. The pillows fluffed, and the gentle atmosphere of Willowmist slowly began to help you drift off to sleep. As you laid there, surrounded by the scent of linen not your own, you swore for a moment you could feel someone watching you. But then you fell into a deep sleep, none the wiser. Man, don't watch me sleep. Don't be creepy. Okay, so apparently there's 31 days. Good to know, I guess. When your eyes fluttered open the next morning, a small amount of panic settled in your stomach. This wasn't your apartment. Right. Willowmist. Aunt's place. Not back home anymore. That'll probably take a bit of getting used to. You looked out the window where you could see sunlight cascading in from between the outstretched arms of trees. It still looked to be early, which was good. You wanted a chance to look around the store before Florian got back. Maybe you'd even be able to help impress him? That seemed like a big maybe. You weren't sure, but he seemed like the difficult to impress type of guy. Well, you did like a challenge. You quickly dressed and raided the kitchen for breakfast, which you found half-stocked with food. Your aunt left some fresh vegetables and fruits, and a few microwavable meals. They'd have to do for now. You'd find the grocery store another day. Hopefully. With a pear half-eaten in your hand, you made your way back downstairs. A pear? Out of all the fruits they could have picked, they picked a pear. Oh my goodness. Not a pear. The store had a different vibe during the day. It seemed almost whimsical. Like the collection of some peculiar witch who decided a hoard of lampshades was better than herbs. You, once again, walked between the tables, noting that despite the clutter, everything was dust-free. Florian wasn't lying about cleaning, at the very least. Walking up to the counter, you noticed a distinct lack of technology. There was no computer or electronic cash register there, only an old till that seemed to be an antique itself. All the accounts looked to be handwritten in a journal that sat upright in a book stand next to it. Either your aunt had a fantastic accountant, or was committing tax fraud. Or maybe both. Still, the lack of anything electronic didn't surprise you. Since you were a child, she always wrote you letters rather than email or text. She was a little old school, but that didn't bother you. If anything, receiving a handwritten letter was exciting to you. You didn't know anyone else growing up who got letters. Except for people getting bills, but no one liked those letters. You understood that greatly now. Standing behind the counter and looking out towards the shop, you felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. This was your aunt's treasure, and she was leaving it to you. Well, for a few months, but that was beside the point. Alongside that sense of purpose was a small yet persistent reminder of just how insane this was. Dropping everything to move to a town you never even visited because of an aunt you hadn't seen since childhood. Dawn. It was daunting, honestly. You'd spent countless nights worrying that this was the wrong decision, before deciding to just embrace it. It was a knock at the door that pulled you out of your introspection. A very neat, crisp knock, if a knock could be neat and crisp. You could see a tall shadow on the other side of the door, but no details apart from that. Florian? You opened the door wide, curiously peering at the stranger on the other side, who looked you up and down, looked at his watch, then shook his head and walked past you and into the store. Well, I hope you're not about to tell me you're Florian. That will make last night very strange for me. Ads in 50 seconds. The mystery man puts down his briefcase on the counter and began pulling out paperwork and pens from within it. Not sure I've ever met a man that's actually used a briefcase before. I kinda dig it. I suppose I'll just have to wonder endlessly who exactly you are then? I do appreciate a mystery as much as the next person, but... He quickly pulled a business card out of his pocket. Emmett Finch, independent accountant at Finch Advisory. Oh, you know someone's important when their name is part of the business. Maybe we ought to rebrand the store. Oh, ads. No. I think my model might be lacking a little bit. Maybe we ought to rebrand the store to the Petty Emporium. Such exciting topics for a Tuesday morning. He watched as he pushed up his glasses, then nodded. None. None. If I'm going to be honest with you, absolutely none. None. Zilch. Zero. That sounds expensive. He's so right though. All the good things in life are so expensive. Quietly, you watch him shuffle through his paperwork before pulling out one specific sheet of paper. Wow, thanks for the overwhelming support. With you on my side, I know I'm gonna knock it out of the park. Sounds like a plan to me. One by one, you signed each and every form Emmett handed to you. And boy, there were a lot of forms. Great, my hand's starting to ache. Stay strong, Petty. You can do this. I wonder what this guy's deal is anyway. Must be a local, right? Maybe this would be a great chance to try and make a friend. While you're here, can I ask you a few questions? Are you a local? Great question. How long have you worked with my aunt? Is there anything fun to do around town when you're not working? Welcome back from the ads, guys. Is there anything fun to do around town when you're not working? Apart from doing taxes, that is. I'm down to try new things. I have to ask all of them? I mean, okay. Sure. He digs through his briefcase, nodding as his eyes scan the various documents. How has it been? And how has she been to work with? I haven't seen my aunt since I was a child. I was just wondering what she's like these days. Alright. Last one. Have you always lived here, or have I happened upon another wayward wanderer like myself? I mean, you personally, not your practice. Emmett looked down at his watch before setting his eyes on the door. I'll try my best. Apologies if they're not quite up to standard, but I'll have Florian here to help me. Hopefully. Actually, are there any good breakfast places around here? My aunt left a few things, but I'd kill for a nice breakfast while I'm waiting. Ooh. Minute Greg. Well, are you hungry? We could grab a bite and have a mini tour of the town if you were up for it. You killed it, Betty. There's no way he can turn you down now. Emmett adjusted his glasses again, his expression impassive. Just like that, he gathered his briefcase and walked out the front door. The chiming bells, the only reminder he was there in the first place. So cold. Aren't people from the countryside meant to be super welcoming? Meeting Florian, then Emmett seems a little harsh. He spun back around to the doorway after hearing the bells, but found no one there. Strange. With a shrug, he found himself turning back towards the store. It would still be a few hours until Florian turned up, so he decided you might as well familiarize yourself with the items around the store while you waited. You were surprised to find that a couple of hours barely scratched the surface when it came to inspecting the show floor. There was just so much stuff. And forget the amount of stuff, absolutely nothing had a price on it. Even digging through the paperwork at the counter, you couldn't find any notes about inventory or pricing. You were massaging your temples in stress when you heard the door chimes ringing again. Wow, he really doesn't want to get sunburned. Well, I mean, I beg to differ. Neck's still on display. His arms are out. I think he does want to get sunburnt. I like to get up. I can see that much. Did you manage to get some sleep? Are you going to ask me how I slept? And if I said you did? You couldn't sound less interested. Well, I'll pretend you act like you actually care then. Surprisingly, I slept really well. The bed was super comfortable. With a sigh, you watched Florian drop his satchel bag behind the counter before removing his various mismatched accessories. Do you really think my aunt would make it so easy? Oh, don't worry. I'm listening. I'm listening. He shrugged at that. And that's all you're going to tell me? I know how stores run, Florian. You gotta give me more details than that or I'll run this place into the ground. Where... what? I mean, I am listening, I'm just not comprehending. What do you mean we're out of stuff to sell? Right, how can we nearly be out of things to sell? There's stuff everywhere. You watched him as he looked around the room and shrugged. All of that is decoration? That's crazy. How does anyone know what's for sale and what's decoration? Fine. It's all just for looks. I can deal with that. How much do I sell things for then? How would I know? I'm not an antique salesman. God, what have I gotten myself into? Let me see what we've got then. Checking behind the counter, you noticed a handful of small knickknacks. They weren't much compared to the rest of your aunt's decorations, but they'd have to do. Alright, well, now what? I like the sound of that. Are you gonna call me Boss Petty? Wow, if you have to talk to me. He just shrugged. He shrugged again. Sorry. Fine, it's probably for the best anyway. You wouldn't want all this power to go to my head. He shrugged again, then found a broom and began to sweep up the already clean floor. Already cleaned floor. I mean, not the last time I checked. No. Last time I checked, my Twitter account had 35 followers and most of them were bots. Probably not, no. You walked towards the door, then flipped over the sign to open. Outside, the afternoon sunlight filtered down like liquid gold, hitting the cobblestone just right. The trees swayed gently in the light breeze, and the cool air carried a faint scent of pine and distant baking from a kitchen unseen. You breathed in deeply of that air for a moment, and it felt like an old friend stopping by to visit. Warm, comfortable. Hey, Florian? Florian? How did you forget I was here? How? I was only gone for like almost a minute. Just a minute. How do you forget? I'm going to speak to you so much you won't be able to forget me next time. Have you ever felt like you were being watched around the store, by the way? No. No, I mean, well, it does, but not in this case. I mean, watch when no one else is around. There's a normal amount of feeling like you're being watched. Huh. I was wondering something, by the way. Did you grow up here? Never chose to leave town? Have you never felt like being stuck in one place is like being in a cage? He paused at that, actually thinking. I think that's why I came here, really. I really wanted to help my aunt, of course, but the winds of change pulled me here. Really? Maybe that's why I'm here then. You're muttering. My mom, but her and my aunt are a little estranged. I haven't spoken in years. I have no clue why. Oh, she's popular like that? She's popular like that? Do you have a crush on my Aunt Florian? It sounds like a pretty big compliment coming from you. What about you, anyway? Does your family live nearby? They maybe live nearby? Oh. I'm sorry for prying then. Your eyes found the doorway, where a young girl of perhaps 14 or 15 stood, eyes on you curiously. Granny! Damn! I mean, I could pretend to be if you want me to. I'm Petty. Granny Sylvie's my aunt. I'm just helping to run the place for a while. The girl studied you, crossing the room with a strange litheness to her movements. Standing before you like that, she leaned in close. I like the way your nose joins your face. I genuinely want to know how anybody would react if somebody sat there and said, I like the way your nose joins your face. Oh god. Well, thanks, I like your eyes. Do you have heterochromia or are they contacts? So heterochromia. Why don't you have a look around and see if anything catches your eye? Just like that, she left you standing there slightly bewildered, while Florian had made his way away from the commotion. When his eyes met yours, he gave you a thumbs up and mouthed, "Nice nose." Your hand went up to your nose. Really, it was a nice nose. You walked behind the counter, then settled on the stool there while Vienna looked around the store. She examined things very curiously, her fingers often just hovering over the surface of objects without touching them, as if she were somehow feeling their energy. When she did pick something up, she would turn it around and around in her hands, tilting her head this way and that to see every single angle. Her mismatched eyes narrowed like she was looking at a difficult puzzle, when she was really examining a teapot. She held it up to the sunlight, despite the fact that it was opaque, like it would reveal something hidden that no one else had ever noticed. Then she put it back down. Not exactly where it had been, but close enough that you didn't feel the need to correct her. The strangeness of it all brought a smile to your face somehow. After a morning with Emmett and Florian, she was something fresh. Found anything? I can give you some suggestions too, if you tell me a little about your mom. Oh, what? That's interesting. I'm sorry, I'm trying to... Okay, trying to... She laughs at colors? She laughs at bright, happy colors? What? I can't believe I made $7. Oh my god. I didn't... Right, I barely did anything, but you're welcome. Hey, if you ever need anything else, we'll be here. Great, get home safely, alright? And I hope your mom likes the gift. Vienna waved towards you, then headed out the door with her purchase in her arms. I hope they're all that exciting. Do you know her? I mean, I figured in a small town, maybe you know everybody. Honestly, no, you look like someone who would go out of their way not to know everyone in town. I mean, does she stop by the store often? Might have to pause soon so I can get more water. I can tell. You look like you need to get some more sunlight, mister. I wonder if he has like a skin condition. Because like there are people out there who are like genuinely allergic to like, in quotes, the sunlight, but it's more like probably like the UV rays or something like that. So yeah. I believe it. He might bird easy. They sell things for that, you know? Sunscreen, aloe vera. I mean, my aunt said to look after you. She said you don't get enough sleep too. Yeah, I will. The bell chiming for the second time that afternoon drew you both away from your conversation. And Florian used it as a chance to retreat back into the supposed storeroom. Hi. The man before you wore his long wild hair back in a loose ponytail, and his shirt perhaps one button too far undone, depending on who you asked. He was down on one knee as if about to serenade you with the world's most beautiful poetry. Or ask you to marry him. You watched him spring to his feet. He was certainly far more sprightly than he looked, and walk forward to put a hand on your shoulder. He reached out to shake your hand smoothly, his energy contagious. I'm sorry, I'd love to return the favor, but you are... And you and my aunt are... Maybe it's just me, but I do feel like having like color-coded names might help a little bit with like differentiating the main character from everybody else. I feel like that might help a little bit because I'm pretty sure you guys saw like sometimes I like missed some stuff because I thought maybe it was another character speaking, but it wasn't. So yeah, I think that might help a little bit for those of us who end up reading aloud like this. Your relationship to my aunt? Right. Friends. Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Bakerland. Quinn, then. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but my aunt is actually out of town for the next few months. I'm just here helping while she's away. I mean, wouldn't say that. Special? I don't think I'm particularly special. My grandparents have passed away, and my mother and aunt are estranged. I'm really the only other family she has. What did you want my aunt to have the honor of, then? Yes, yes, and yes. Crimson risotto. Who am I to turn down a meal? Thanks, Quinn. I appreciate the warm welcome. With the heartiest laugh you've ever heard, Quinn left the store with a grin that nearly went from ear to ear. The soft near evening sunlight drifted through the doorway as he left. Pulling out your phone, you noted the time. 5:03 p.m. That is so specific. Ah, shit. You scrambled to pull up your text, where you could see nearly a dozen left by your mother, to the tune of, "Did you arrive safely?" and "Oh my god, you're dead." Sorry, Mom. I'm here, I'm alive, I just got caught up in everything, I'm totally fine. Maybe I should have waited a little longer to text then. I know, really, I'm sorry. Totally okay. Met a few new people already, and everyone, mostly everyone, is super friendly. The town is beautiful, Mom. You'd love it. Lots of beautiful scenery to paint. I think. Honestly, I've barely left the store yet. LOL. Maybe you just lack the right muse. Anyway, I need to close up the store now. Yes, Mom. Love you. You flipped the sign on the door over to closed as Florian re-entered the room. You miss all the fun, staying holed up in that storeroom. So antisocial. Well, I guess I can understand in a way. Well, you do you. I'm gonna go upstairs and start unpacking. You don't have to stick around all night, you know? Why not just start earlier then? Well, alright. I don't mind, really. Get home safely, okay? Leaving Florian to his work, you headed back upstairs. Piece by piece, you unpacked your belongings slowly. It wouldn't do you any good to spend the next 3 months living out of your suitcase. If you're going to live here, you were going to do it right. Still, you felt almost reluctant to disturb the quiet rhythm of the room at first. Your aunt had turned the space into a home, and gradually you were adding to it, making it become something more. Hopefully something even better. Each item you pulled from your suitcase, a soft sweater for the winter here, a stack of well-worn books there, found its place amongst your aunt's belongings, like thread woven into someone else's fabric. A framed photograph of your aunt, much younger and standing in front of the store, sat nestled beside a ceramic teacup, its handle chipped but cherished. You placed your own picture frame carefully next to it, unsure if it would fit. Somehow it felt right, like a new memory slipping into an old album. Pulled out more of your treasures, a glass vial of sea glass you collected with your mom, a well-worn notebook that smelled faintly of ink, and your laptop, which you placed on the desk. As you slid your clothes into the chest of drawers, you noticed that the sun had long since settled over the horizon. Packing had seemed so quick. Unpacking was another beast entirely. You found your way over to the window, hands full with a pair of tall, pink glasses you'd been given all the way back on your 18th birthday. Then lingered there, feeling the cool night breeze wash over your skin. The soft glow of the full moon was already casting its silvery light through your room, and in the distance you could see mountains that loomed like gentle giants. Their peaks, not their backs. Their peaks softened by a veil of mist that curled around them in dreamlike patterns. Here and there you could see faint trails of smoke rising from chimneys, fading lazily into the sky. But mostly, everything outside was still. You turned away from the window, suddenly feeling that familiar feeling of being watched again. And in the corner of the room, you saw it. Something, perhaps, person perhaps, floating a foot off the ground, head tilted to the side as if it were too heavy to carry, staring at you with wide eyes. What in the ever-loving hell is... The pair of glasses in your hand instantly fell from your grip, smashing onto the wooden floor. Shards went in every direction. Ah, shit. Your eyes snapped back up in search of the person, but found the space she had occupied now empty. Am I not getting enough sleep or something? You knelt down, inspecting the damage. One glass had survived, luckily, so you collected that quickly and put it aside. The other one hadn't fared so well, though it was mostly large pieces. Grimacing, you slowly picked up and disposed of each piece. What? What do you mean disposed of it? You can fix it, bro. You can still use it. Ouch. And just your luck, the final one was the one that cut you. You quickly disposed of it, then cleaned your wound, but couldn't find a first aid kit anywhere in the room. Maybe there's one downstairs in the storeroom. Florian, are you still here? I could kinda use your help if you are. He walked out from the storeroom, arms crossed. Something really weird just happened. I swear I saw someone in my room. She spoke to me. And then I kinda dropped the glass and got cut. It's not that bad, but I could use a band-aid if we have any. All the color dropped out of Florian's face in a moment. He stared at you with wide open eyes. Mouth opened slightly, yet no words escaped. It's not that bad, is it? He almost looked like he was going to be sick as he charged out of the front door, leaving you staring out towards him in disbelief. Wait, Florian? A tiny drop of blood dripped to the ground. I guess I'll find it myself? It didn't take you long to find the first aid kit. Ront had decided to forego the usual plastic box with a cross on it, and instead had picked out an old wooden chest. It was a little scuffed and weathered, with brass hinges that creaked when you opened it, but it was very much fully stocked. Found bandages in all sizes, neatly rolled gauze, and adhesive strips in patterns ranging from plain beige to princesses and knights. You also noticed a few other, slightly more eccentric additions. A small vial of silver dust labeled for curses, a flask of dark red liquid labeled emergency F only, a broken mirror which you made sure not to touch with a note attached that read for illusions or lies. There was also more of what you had expected to see, herbs, powders, and other natural remedies. Your aunt was into that kind of stuff after all. You pulled out a plaster and quickly stuck it to your hand, but fortunately the bleeding had already stopped. It wasn't much worse than a scratch, luckily. Man, nah, fuck that ghost. I don't play with ghosts. I think I got like one more sip left of my water where I have to go refill. Oh. You opened the door and poked your head out, searching the mostly darkened streets for Florian's figure. No matter where you looked, though, you couldn't see him. It seemed he didn't just step outside. He was gone. and I mean to upset him. I'll have to apologize tomorrow. Giving up for the night, you headed back upstairs and into your room, then settled into bed. Just like that, you fell asleep surrounded once again by the unfamiliar scent of the store. Oh, does he get squeamish around blood? Oh, poor thing. Who the what the hamster? Your eyes shot open at the sound of someone banging on the door downstairs. With bleary sight, you look towards your phone. 6:04 a.m. Not Florian then. I'm getting up. The banging on the door continued. It got louder the closer you became. Stranger too, because it sounded less like someone's fist and more like a hunk of metal. I'm coming, no need to break down the door. Huh? What? What? The mysterious knight lifted her head, looking directly towards you. You thought? It was hard to tell with the whole helmet thing going on. I think you have the wrong person. The suit of armor rises, straightening out to stand taller than you. I think I might still be a little confused. Ma'am, that's not the issue here. Okay, hold on a second. First of all, please just call me Betty. Please? Thank God. Keep calling me my liege and it's going to awaken something in me. What's wrong with that, huh? What's wrong with that? Open yourself to new kinks every once in a while. Okay, good. Now, what's with the whole getup? The armor? What do you mean underdressed? You're in a full suit of armor. You know my aunt? The knight tilted her head slightly, then reached up to pull the helmet free from her head. For a moment her face was obscured by the shadow of the morning light, but then she shook her head. He watched on in amazement as waist-long hair tumbled free in soft waves, brushing over the polished shoulders of her armor, framing a serene, resolute face. Her eyes met yours, clear and steady. Holy shit, where did all that hair come from? I feel like there's so much to unpack here. I'm not totally sure that will be necessary, but thank you? watch as Lucille. Lucille? Could be Lucille. Now helmetless, takes her place beside the doorway, sword strapped to her hip. A contraption? Does she mean her sink broke? So, okay. You work with my aunt, but your sink broke yesterday, so you couldn't come to greet me. So you live nearby. Oh, me either. We have something in common. Never mind. Huh? Are you offering to undress me right now? It's too early for this. I think I'll be okay. I'll go get dressed and come back in a minute. Lucille took her helmet back from where she put it aside, then slid it back into place. There's someone claiming to be a knight standing in my store, and for some reason I feel like the strange one right now. You headed back upstairs. Sorry, something in my eye. Slipping off your pajamas, you shook your head. You never met a knight before. You were beginning to feel like maybe this was all one long extended dream. To be honest, I kinda dig it though. I did want things to be different, right? Can't get more different than a knight waking you up at 6 in the morning and pledging allegiance to you. Lucille stood by the door. Well, stood still by the door. Nope, still stood by the door. There we go. We got it. Posture perfect. She almost looked like one of the antiques on display. How's keeping order going? Thanks, Lucille. Keep up the good work. I guess I'll just get to it. Let's see what to do today. Ooh, yay! We actually get to price stuff. So... Oh, I lied. I got like a few more sips. Never mind. Welcome to the Willowmist Emporium. How pricing works. Each item in your inventory has a hidden value range. Your job is to pick a price within that range. At first, pricing might feel like guesswork, but you'll get better as you go. Item quality. Items come in different quality levels, or normal, good, or perfect. Higher quality items will naturally fetch higher prices. Smart skills. Nope, smarts skill. Your smarts skill helps you estimate prices more accurately. When your smarts is low, you only have a rough idea of what something is worth. As smarts increases, your valuation gets sharper, making it easier to spot a good deal and avoid overpricing. Daily routine. Set and adjust prices before each shift. See how customers respond to your prices. Learn from the results and adjust prices for next time. Okay, so I get to do a little bit more. Clean it in the afternoon. A Florian nap, please. Okay, so it also has up here what's going on, so There's sunny days, there's windy days, there's cloudy days, rainy days, stormy days, and I'm guessing blizzards. Oh, that's it. Okay. You're sitting behind the counter when the door opens and a short figure steps in, framed by the sun. It would have been concerning if it wasn't. Did your mom like her birthday present? I'm so glad to hear it. Can I help you with anything else today? You're back so soon. I didn't realize kids your age were so into antiques. Aw, she really loves her mom. She drifted across the floor with that same light, careful gait, as if she barely needed to step on the ground to move. It was strange, but interesting. Her path curved toward a tall antique mirror leaning against a shelf. The glass was a little fogged at the edges, silvery, where the silver ring had flaked. It is a pretty mirror, isn't it? But unfortunately, it's not for sale. Might be able to find you something similar, though. Oh my god, why are we getting philosophical here? What do you mean? When I look at myself, I mean, when I look in the mirror, how do I know it's me? What do you mean? Why are we getting philosophical already? Dang, that is a good question though. I mean, we just assume it's us, because, you know, we feel like it's us, but it's like, how do you know it really is you? I guess you just feel it? Oh. That's a pretty big question for an otherwise quiet day. You step closer. In the mirror, your reflections lined up side by side. For a heartbeat, something odd flickered. Vivi's mismatched eyes swapped left for right. And then the glass looked perfectly normal. He blinked once, twice, confused. Well? Yeah, you know what? We'll go with this one. I know it's me because I remember being me. I've had this face forever, but how could I be anyone but me? Oh, keyboard. Why are you fucking up right now? She pressed her fingertips almost, but not quite, against the glass, then dropped her hands abruptly and turned back to you. Maybe you can share your reflection then? That's not so bad. Of course. Sure, take as much time as you need. By the way, shouldn't you be at school? I can only go to school on the days I can remember. What? What do you mean? What? Doesn't your mom mind? Vivi wandered away from the mirror, her hands hovering over shelves until she paused at a display of small broken trinkets, waiting in a discount bin. There was a cracked porcelain doll head, a chipped teacup, and a wind-up toy missing its faceplate. Be my guest. They're too damaged to sell anyway. If you find anything you like, you can just take it. She crouched down and gently lifted the doll head, tilting it this way and that. Then she picked up the broken toy and studied the round space where its face had once been. Her mismatched eyes lit up with some curious idea. With surprising deftness, she set the porcelain head against the toy's body, pressing the edges until they fit with a strange uncanny snugness. The toy stared back at you with wide painted doll eyes, its small key clicking faintly when Vivi gave it a twist. The figure lurched forward with a stuttering hop, the borrowed face bobbing as if it belonged there all along. That's creative. I don't think I would have thought of that. I'm impressed, Vivi. Maybe I should hire you to fix all our broken stuff. I'd like that. Have a nice day, Vivi. And tell your mom I said hello. You both smell like home. Oh, that's a new one. I got EXP, hell ooh. My shop is dirty. I don't like that. She gave a small wave, then left the store. He stared down at the strange mismatched doll and wondered what it could possibly mean. Oh my god, there's events too? Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know your game, okay? Damn, okay, you got me. Okay. Okay, now we can do the pricing stuff. Probably not haunted. So it's poor. Okay, they're all poor. And they're all common. Okay. So, 1 to 17. 3 to 43. 1 to 21. So 1 to 17. So that means this was probably at least about 9? To 43, which means we could probably charge like 27 for this one. And then this is 1 to 21. I should also be keeping in mind that they're also knock that down to like 23. I think 9 is fine for this. I'll make this like 10. I think that's fine. Okay, okay. You get seated behind the counter, ready for today's customers. Hello, Emmett. The bells chime and a customer comes inside. Welcome. Has a certain symmetry. I appreciate. Okay. A fair price would be 16. Yeah, I did think about like keeping it on the lower end because it is in poor quality. So I will take note of that. 16. Alright, you know what, counter? 17? Yeah, how about 17? Huh? Oh my god, I'm getting back into my Reciteer days. It'd be like, counter offer. $1 more. Adds in 15 seconds. Hell yeah. Until next time, Emmett. See you next time. Customer leaves the store. Bells chime and a customer comes inside. But yeah, I feel like after this point, I don't have to read because it's probably just going to be the same stuff over and over. Oh, welcome. Oh, he wants to sell me something. Okay, are they gonna have any advice for buying things? Or are we just gonna have to wing it? Because I mean, I'm good with winging it. Oh. Oh, hi, Vivi. Reminds you of your mom's laugh, but quieter. Yeah? Oh! She liked that phrase. Ayy. First go. Yeah, boy. I know how to sell. Only 7? Damn. It'd be like that. The door chimes rang as someone clad in protective gear once again entered the store. Look down at your watch. 11:58 a.m. Perfect time for a break. Lucille crossed her arms, the distinct sound of metal scraping against metal. She looked menacing like that, with her helmet still on. Florian just shrugged. It didn't seem he found her menacing at all. Look at them both, covered from head to toe. Lucille placed her hands on her hips, tilting her helmet-covered head slightly as if considering him. When Lucille went back to standing by the door, he used the opportunity to catch Florian by the wrist and pull him up. That's what they say outside. Aside. Florian? Pulled his wrist away from you, eyes on the ground. Ah, right, I forgot about last night. We'll cross that bridge when I've dealt with the elephant in the room. I'm guessing you've met Lucille before? Maybe you can explain to me why there's someone in a full suit of armor in our store then? Please? My aunt did? Why does she think she's a knight? How could she be a knight? Is that the only requirement for knighthood? Okay, fine. She has a sword. Can't argue with that. Listen, about last night... Florian looked back down to the ground again, avoiding eye contact for a few moments before sighing and looking back to you. Oh. So he is afraid of blood. Well, I said squeamish, but same difference. Huh? You should have said something. I wasn't trying to scare you. No, forget that. I apologize. I should have dealt with it myself. Florian grabbed you by the wrist. It was a light touch. He was careful not to hurt you as he pulled you towards the counter. Then he left you for a moment, before returning with the same first aid kit you used yesterday. I'm fine, Florian. It's a tiny cut. I already fixed it up. I am? Huh, I didn't know that. Guess I'll... He dug through the wooden box, pulling out some antiseptic and a new bandage. You really don't need to. At that, you shut your mouth. Florian looked so serious in that moment, like this was more than just a band-aid. He sat you down on the edge of the counter, then peeled away your old bandage after putting on a pair of disposable gloves. Florian grimaced, almost putting up his nose at the sight of your cut, which really wasn't too bad at all. Luckily, it also didn't hurt. He sat there quietly as he performed his task like a ritual, putting the antiseptic on your cut, which stung like a bitch, then covering it again with an adhesive bandage. Thanks, Florian. Then why does it feel like one? I really did see someone in my room last night. Whoever she was, she disappeared when I broke my glass. You think? Right, yeah, work. Thanks again, Florian. Florian, just the man I wanted to see. Sorry. I just feel like they'd be that kind of person. Just be like, a Florian! Wait. Anyone would think you're being forced to be here with that attitude. Look. You pointed up into the corner of the room and your enemy looked back at you. A large, very beautiful but abandoned spider web. I'm trying to clean up the place a bit, but I can't reach it. I thought you could give me a hand. I thought maybe you could point me in the direction of a ladder or something. Or you could sit on my shoulders. I'm kidding. Kind of. Maybe. Was it an antique? I mean, was it antique? So my aunt swindled them. Step 2 on my plan to become a successful business owner, learn how to swindle. Anyway, that really doesn't help me with the problem at hand. With a sigh, Florian knelt down in front of you. I'm sorry, I'm not ready to get married yet. Alright, let's see here. You swung your leg over his shoulders and carefully lowered yourself down, holding on to him for balance. Are you sure you're strong enough to? You stood up without a single wobble, as if your weight meant nothing. Okay, this works. You reached up, duster in hand, and tried to knock the webs down. There's... Alright. Okay. Yep. You got me. You got me. I said, you know what? Why don't we just throw dice rolls in there too? Oh my god, no. That means... gotta fucking walk in and hope I get a +1? Where am I? Wait, I have stats? Wait. Let me see this. What do you mean I have stats? What? Am I so unlucky? I have stats. I don't think I like that. A minute later, Florian set you back down on the floor. You're stronger than you look, you know that? You should let me ride on your shoulders more often. What? What? That... Okay. Right answer. Hey, this was work too. You called after him, but he was already gone. I looked back to the ceiling and noticed a few extra stray pieces of cobweb you missed. Oh well. As the sun crested the horizon and day slowly began to turn into night, you turned your open sign to closed. Another day down. It was pretty busy today. Frankly, that was more what I was expecting. I thought an antique store in the countryside wouldn't have a lot of activity. Maybe? Antiques and thrifting and stuff are pretty popular these days. What, you don't like them? I mean, you do you, but is there a reason you work here if you don't care about the store? I guess that makes sense. Speaking of it being busy, though, how do I go about finding more things to sell? We'll run out soon enough unless I start pillaging the decorations. Do I look like a raccoon to you? Thanks, Lucille. I'm glad someone here appreciates me. Oh, an attic? Thanks, that sounds great. At that moment, your stomach let out a little crumble. I'm sorry about the siren. Oh, right. Do you guys know Quinn? You couldn't sound less interested. Florian rubbed at the back of his neck, looking away. A companionship. Interesting. He invited me to his restaurant to try a new recipe tonight. I nearly forgot about it. Oh, not even a little bit interested? What, sweeping the floors you've been sweeping all day? It'll be fun! At that, Florian left the room. Lucille? It's just dinner. I don't think I need a guard. Just a friend if that's alright with you. Perfect. I still haven't managed to take a look around town, so having a guide will save me from getting too lost. Well... sounds like a plan to me. Let's make a whole night of it. Ah. I meant... sure. A night of it. The town of Willowmist glowed softly under the moon as you and Lucille stepped out onto the main street. The air was cool and fresh, carrying the faintest hint of blooming jasmine and the earthy scent of the forest just beyond the town's edge. Somewhere in a distant clock chimed at the hour, its tones mellow and unhurried. You couldn't help but think that time seemed to feel slower here. There really was no need to rush, was there? Leaves crunched under both of your footfalls pleasantly, singing farewell to their passing season. So, Lucille, how long have you lived in Willowmist? Wow, that's very recent. What brought you to town? This must be related to why she thinks she's a knight. I'd be happy to hear it. You stared at her, still trying to gauge whether she was pulling your leg or not. But Lucille looked completely and utterly serious. That's... I like to think I'm easygoing, but time travel is a lot to take in. You're being serious, aren't you? She can't seriously be telling the truth, right? A potential ghost in the store, sure. A time-traveling knight? But I guess she really doesn't have a reason to lie to me. I'll just go along with it for now. It's kinda nuts, you know? How'd you manage to adjust? That must have been a lot of change. Damn, that's one way to think about it. You're strong, you know that? Stronger than me. Wish I could go with the flow that easily. Suppose so. When did you become a knight, Lucille? Seven? That's so young. I'm 26 now. I feel like I've done nothing with my life and fear that I would choose wrong. So much time has passed me by. I've seen friends start families, get married, climb the career ladder. But I'm still the same as I was 8 years ago. 8 years ago? Wait, how? I have to math that. 18? Okay, yeah. That's the math, I believe. 18. I feel like something... it felt like something I could do. A choice I could make. So, I guess so. The heart. Thanks, Lucille. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. I guess that counts for something, huh? Well, with words like those back me up, I guess I gotta keep trying. The two of you, side by side, continued onwards through the town center. As you passed a brightly lit building, Lucille gestured towards it. A grocery store? Further along, Lucille slowed her steps in front of a small clothing store, its mannequins posed in stylish outfits, many of which were winter coats. It would start to get cold soon, wouldn't it? Oh, hold on. You should not be dying. Not now, anyway. Ugh. Sorry for all the extra noise. I struggle trying to do it like with one hand. Maybe we could take a look together sometime. She led you onward, pausing briefly outside a plain brick building with a glowing green cross above its entrance. I'm not sure they use potions exactly, but medicine has probably come a long way. Yeah, let's try to stay healthy for the next few months at least, alright? Lucille nodded to a squat building with darkened windows. What? I'll keep that in mind if we ever run into each other. Okay, what the hell is wrong with the guy who... The carpenter? What's wrong with him? You're making me antsy. Ooh, how fancy. I'd eat here. Shit. Yo, take me on a date here. The atmosphere of the night seemed to change as you stepped into the Silver Oak. You were surprised to find it mostly outdoors, but the surprise was certainly not disappointment. Strings of twinkling lights crisscrossed overhead, casting a soft golden glow that danced off wooden tables and the cheerful faces gathered around them. The air was rich with the mouth-watering aroma of sizzling meats, freshly baked bread, and the faint sweetness of roasted vegetables. Every now and then, the scent of herbs and wood smoke waved past, carried on the gentle evening breeze. Plates of food and frothy pints of beer made their way to tables, the clinking of glasses mingling with bursts of laughter and lively chatter. Someone at a table in the corner strummed a guitar. Of course, how could I turn down the best chef in town? I brought a friend. I hope that's alright. Before you could even place a hand on your chair to pull it out, Lucille had already done it. You sat down and Lucille adjusted your chair for you, before crossing over to sit on the opposite side of the table. Her armor made a slight scraping sound, but you were impressed at how silent it was overall. Your aunt really did well picking that out. Where'd she manage to get armor like that anyway? I swear there's so much I don't know about her. Maybe I'll get to ask when she comes back home. It's only 3 months away after all. Oh, my bad. I was just thinking about my aunt. I'm almost jealous of you and Florian, you know? You two honestly know her better than I do. All we know each other from is letters. Even now I haven't seen her in, what, 21 years? Yeah, but it's different, isn't it? I know her as my quirky aunt from the countryside who likes herbs and crystals. You, this town, really know her. Everyone I've spoken to seems to look up to her. Big shoes to fill. Lucille leaned back in her chair, her eyes flickering away from you. Ah, probably better than anyone. I'm sorry. She could have at least left me some instructions if she believed in me so much. Forget talking about me anyway. I'm more interested in knowing about your knightness. I do. Ugh, can you use that sword? Youth hardly sounds like the right word. You look so young. It's nice to know that despite the year, mothers are just like that. Probably. I think it has more to do with wanting grandchildren than wanting me to get married. But anyway, about that sword. Can you really use it? Like, use it, use it? Okay, I don't think I'll need you to stab anyone, but do appreciate the offer. Maybe just not at all? At that, she cracked a smile. You're making me want to see you swing that thing. I bet it'd be really cool. So knights are allowed to get married. Huh. I guess I just thought knights had to, you know, stay single like monks or something. So what happens if you fall for someone who doesn't meet the rules? How complicated. Here I thought modern dating was difficult. So, does that mean you've never, you know, fallen for someone? Lucille's composure faltered for the briefest moment, her cheeks coloring faintly beneath her confident demeanor. Yeah, maybe you'll get your chance one day, maybe not. Maybe you'll find someone in the future, or maybe you won't. Either way, works. Is your armor heavy? I guess this is another situation where I have to ask all the questions. And man, sometimes I don't care if the armor is heavy. She glanced down at her polished armor, her expression thoughtful. So this must be like casual wear to you, huh? I don't think I could even stand upright in something like that, let alone move around so gracefully. Wind appeared as if from thin air, then placed 2 dishes down, one in front of each of you. What you saw would have been fit for the finest restaurant anywhere. The creamy beets were so red it almost surprised you. Well, she brought a sword, so let's hope it's good. It smells delicious. You raised a forkful of the risotto to your mouth. The creamy texture and the tender rice, the velvety sauce. It was beyond delicious. As you chewed, the earthy flavor of the roasted beets, almost sweet, filled your mouth. Quinn, this is delicious! He's got stars in his eyes, this guy. You looked back over towards Lucille, who seemed to be enjoying her meal just as much as you were. Quinn wandered back through the tables, smiling and chatting to each person he passed by. Everyone looked happy to speak to him. He's really nice. Yay! Oh damn, she has so many. How many even is that? Damn. That's so many. Okay. We continued eating, eyes passing over the various people that sat at the tables. There were all kinds, friends, couples, family. The atmosphere was extremely pleasant, and it was easy to fall into the town's rhythm. Absent-mindedly, you looked past Lucille's shoulders, your eyes locking onto someone sitting a few tables away from you. Huh. That guy does know how to cut loose. I guess he just doesn't like me in particular. Oh well, no loss there, I suppose. Hey, Lucille. Don't turn around too quickly, but do you know him? She spun around incredibly obviously. What do you think of him? So my aunt likes him. That's good. He's a bit cold. Yeah, well, his loss. His loss. I'm a ball to hang out with. Wait, really? I was just kidding. Both of your plates had long since been scraped clean, neither of you daring to leave even a single crumb behind. We'll have to do something to say thanks to Quinn. He didn't have to do all this. You both stood from the table, weaving your way past the other guests. As you passed Emmett, he looked up from his plate and met your gaze, more directly than usual. You were... What does that mean? What does that mean? Thank you. Huh? Are you drunk? Is he drunk? Are you feeling okay? He's drunk. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, yeah. Yeah. Aren't we going into winter? I'm warm? What? Yeah, he's very drunk. Something about me being warm? Oh, as fun as that sounds, I'm actually out with Lucille tonight. We were having dinner. I would like that? You hurried away with Lucille, waving thanks to Quinn on the way out. Lucille, I fear we may have just witnessed a real-life bona fide demon possession. He shot me down instantly when I suggested hanging out together outside of work. Thanks, but I don't think so. Seriously, we need to call a priest or something. I shouldn't let that distract me, though. Lucille, thanks for coming out with me. I had a great night. Food really is better with good company. Do you live far from here? Want me to walk you home? Willowmist seems pretty safe and quiet, though. I don't think you need to ensure my safety or anything. Seriously, it's like a 10-minute walk. You sighed, but found it more amusing than anything. Alright, you win, Miss Lady Knight. Lead the way. Eddie. Lucille's voice softened, the faintest glimmer of a smile touching her lips as she gestured for you to follow. Together, you stepped through the cool night air, the quiet streets of Willowmist stretching before you. There we go. I am now safely deposited back home. Now I feel bad for letting you walk home alone. agree you didn't need to walk me back. Her tone softened, a glimmer of warmth in her usually composed demeanor. Someone's a smooth talker. She offered a light bow, her golden hair catching the soft glow of the night as she turned and began her journey home, leaving you with a faint smile lingering on your lips. Her hair's gold? Oh, sorry, I'm just now like, wait, what? It's cold? Man, she's really great. You turned towards your door, digging the old key out of your pocket. It was halfway turned in the keyhole when you heard voices within. What are you gonna do with 5? You pushed open the door, peering curiously into the room. Maybe you should spend less time skulking about here in the dark then. Was someone else here? I thought I heard you talking to someone. At your comment, he rubbed at the back of his neck, looking away. You, for one? Uh-huh. At night. Alone. In the dark. So, just talking to yourself then. You sure look it. It was lovely. Quinn is an amazing chef. You really missed out, you know? At that, Florian's face dropped. Sure, have a nice night. You let out an audible sigh when you finally reached your home away from home. The weight of the day's events had finally begun to settle on your shoulders. Every day seemed to be like that lately. Now dressed in your pajamas, you got yourself a nice cool glass of water and settled down on a chair. Willowmist sure was strange, and boy, you were enjoying it so far. I wonder what was up with Emmett though. He said he'd stop by sometime. Maybe I'll get the chance to ask him. Maybe he really was swayed by my overwhelming charm. No. I can say with utmost certainty that was not it, sweetie. A gentle breeze reached you from the open window, and you closed your eyes, leaning back and enjoying the feeling. And then, you heard rustling. Opening your eyes, you saw a piece of paper of some kind drifted on the wind before settling atop of the wardrobe. What the? Man, I'll just close the windows if trash comes in on a breeze. You stood, then made your way over to the dresser, which you now realize was far too tall for you to reach the top of. Great. I'm going to be stuck with trash forever. That won't annoy me at all. Guess I'll ask Florian for a ladder tomorrow. Maybe the storeroom has something. At that moment, a soft, gentle green glow began to envelop the piece of paper, and it slowly fell into your outstretched hand. What? It seemed to be a letter, although rather short. It read, sorry. I was intending to read it. I promise. So, I might have gone a teensy bit overboard last night. It was supposed to be funny, not, you know, glass smashing, hand slicing funny. Anyway, I'm really sorry I made you get hurt. Didn't mean for that to happen, promise. Hope you're feeling better. At the bottom was a hugely elaborate signature that you couldn't quite make heads or tails of. What in the... a teensy bit overboard? Is this Florian breaking me or something? Oops. I did not mean to double click. Right, Betty, this has got to be Florian. If it's not Florian, then... He glanced around the room, half expecting someone to jump out laughing. But the stillness of the room answered with silence. Your gaze returned to the letter as a sinking realization began to settle in. It's not Florian, then no one else knew about the glass. Someone was in here. There is a ghost. Hey, ghost, once again, I'm really chill. No one answered. Well, I'm going to sleep now. Please don't steal my soul or anything while I'm asleep, alright? I promise it won't taste good. You quickly crawled into bed, settling into the soft sheets. No ghost disturbed you as you fell into yet another deep, restful slumber. And I think we'll stop here for today, for Willowmist. So we pretty much covered basically what the game is going to entail. So we're going to be getting items, pricing items, haggling, and keeping the store afloat. For most people, you guys are probably going to be playing on normal, so you don't have to worry about getting a game over if you don't meet a deadline. But I'm going to be doing it on hard mode because why not? You know, why not have, like, urgency in the game? Make it feel like you're actually running a business that will foreclose if you don't get the money you need. But, I'll probably, like, do more of this off stream. Yeah, I probably will. Not today, though. At some point. So thank you guys for watching. Oh gosh, is there anybody streaming right now? I do not know. It's like usually when I like stop around this time, there's hardly anybody around. That's the unfortunate part. Oh, okay, Fish is streaming. I don't know how for much longer. So yeah, I'll just send you guys to Fish. And I'll see you guys next week for the Choose Wisely Festival. I will definitely try to make sure I have the schedule up for the week on Sunday. Because I feel like it's going to be very important that you guys know what's going to be happening. Especially since I gotta make sure, you know, I do what I gotta. Anyway, goodbye guys, have fun with Fish, bye!